Ireland. Hey, it's been a while. Recently, a videotape was reported to have been stolen, but the elderly researcher from the Department of Insight who is in charge of it is a bit stubborn. She insists that the footage contains sensitive material and refuses to let the security department get involved to conduct any investigation. You left a good impression on the old heads of the department and have quite a positive reputation amongst the elderly here. If you go to investigate, I'm sure the seniors will cooperate. Sure. Caring for the elderly and the young is my passion. Nice. I knew I could count on you. The old lady's name is Esther. You can find her in the master control zone. I'm right now busy taming this woo-boo-boo at the moment. Right now busy taming. That is a bit of an awkward sentence. So talk to you later. The first sentence. Are you being sarcastic? I'll get mad if you don't reply. Guide Paradox. Ooh, 30 astral. Stellar Jade, not Astral Jade. Elderly Esther authorizes you to retrieve the videotapes of wonders and secrets, but why you? Because this researcher from the Department of Insight believes that secrets choose their own witnesses. That's interesting.
Don't worry, Mr. Svarog. We'll be safe here.
So this is a lady we helped her choose her hair color and her glasses color, so she could be hip in. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Are you exercising? 3. You see? 3 are missing. Gotta find these videotapes. I'm not gonna be able to maintain that. I know I'm right about this. I may be getting old. I may have forgotten all about the aeons. But I keep track of the number of these tapes like my life depends on it. Kid, you came just in time. If you have time, go find them for me. If you don't, then I suppose I'll have to get help from these old farts. Let's not trouble those old elderly people. Good, good. You don't see many accommodating young fellows like you nowadays. It's on point. It's a little rough. However, I have to remind you that the producers of these videotapes have implemented some defense mechanisms to help protect their secrets. If you're not careful when touching the videotapes, best case scenarios you will feel a little dizzy, and the data transfer may be forcibly interrupted. Worst case scenario, it may cause abnormal behaviors, hallucination, and paranoia. Okay, yeah, no, I can't maintain that. Eventually leading to memory and consciousness disorders. Good thing I'm not interested in secrets. It's a trap! Not so much of a trap. It's just the result of the constant arms race between researchers vying for the best at what they do. They simply used a certain kind of technology to turn away those deemed unworthy from accessing information. Malicious baits are deeply embedded in the information by means of flashing visual stimuli and inaudible ultrasound waves, thus manipulating the subconscious to inflict harm on the subject. Have some water. Yeah, even without the hydrate redeem, I will have a hydrate there. Oops. Opened my mic a bit. And I also have 2 bottles of water this morning. Consciousness, pre-consciousness, subconsciousness, self-ego and superego, imagination, symbolism, reality, and so on. The labyrinth of the human mind is a compulsory subject that almost all space station researchers are proficient in. I'm guessing someone took advantage of the Legion's invasion and snatched the videotapes when the master control zone was unguarded. There are no borrowing records indicating that the suspect is unwilling to expose their identity. There is no sign of damage indicating that they're not trying to destroy those videotapes, but to view the secret within. The device for playing those videotapes is located in the safe area of the supply zone. If you go there, you may find some clues. Oh yeah, now I can look at the events. Forgot about that. Yeah, companion missions. I did his. I have those two to do. That one's still ongoing. And then, other than that, just the Garden of Plenty. Okay. Videotape, Doomsday. The screen lights up. The supply zone is wide open, but the spacecraft is still under control. The faint glimmers of neutrino explosions stain the platform in a shade of yellow. In the disturbing silence, you hear increasingly rapid breathing. Breathe, run, open the hatch, lock the navigation interface, and move on to the next one, until you are stopped by a pair of hands. They belong to a young geopolitics researcher with eyes like an eagle's. Eagle Castle has been destroyed, he says. This is the most direct proof of the power of the Aeons. In the face of the destruction of the planet, the justice sought by men is laughably insignificant. He lowers his voice. Now that the cosmic route is blocked by that thing, there's no chance you can rush back to your home planet to sound the alarm before the Antimatter Legion arrives. Clara needs something to step on to see the screen. She is tiny yet. I mean, there are boxes here for her to step on, but as long as she stands back, she can see it. Just makes it hard to push the buttons. If you do that, you will be intercepted along the way by some evil monster with nothing but the desire to destroy. Promise me, don't go back to die. Stay here, continue our research. The next second, the researcher is pushed aside and an intact aircraft can be seen behind him. Amidst the noise of the liftoff, you hear the geopolitics researcher shout out a name, as though you have heard it before on the radio. Sorry, a tired voice comes through the noisy radio. The space station chose to remain neutral in the invasion by the Legion. No reinforcements will arrive. If you can, please return as soon as possible according to the scheduled route. Do you hear me? This seems this is not the first time the Legion played the bad guys. A researcher once left the space station with information. Intermittently, a name is repeated on the cosmic radio. No answer. Take the videotape. Doomsday. Doom doom.
Take caution.
Here. We'll take the tall boy so it's easier to see.
Hi-ya.
Oh, they actually make me go around to the proper side. Hey, look, she can read this one. The point of view appears to be falling into empty space without beginning or end. The camera eventually gets focused. Now you're looking at the vast hinterland of the universe through a standard issue navigation visor. Short table, yeah. In the distance, it is a bright blue dot, like a condensed water droplet. You recognize it as the Herta space station. And there's even a chair behind her if she needs. The next second, crystallized cracks spread silently across the screen. The dim blue flickers, monsters spread all over the sky, and the silent panel begins to crack slowly apart. Then comes the flashback, from a baby crying in the cradle to the joyous laughter and the resentment in teenage years, and the space station's cold reflection before the final departure. They say your life flashes before your eyes at the final moment of your life. This video undoubtedly records the last moments of a deceased person's life. You struggle to pull yourself out of the immersive dark mud. All you hear is the intermittent cosmic radio. It seems to be calling you a name you cannot hear clearly. This trip feels dangerous. It is still calling the name you cannot hear clearly. Take the videotape. I wonder if I'm like watching them in reverse order. And this one's also at a height for Clara to watch. The camera centers on the white table in a conference room and begins to shake slowly. The scene is dense and noisy. Then a majestic voice starts reading a report about the establishment of the Herta development of intergalactic geopolitics. The voice says that when the will of the Aeons is regarded as the standard, the will of man will withdraw from history accordingly. The problem is that our world favors the Aeons, who can reap power from their path. Here, the strong get to make the rules and power defines justice. What the Department of Intergalactic Geopolitics wants to oppose is this status quo of the strong ruling over the weak. Those rights and interests ignored by the Aeons will be upheld by us. Those who are trampled will receive our help. We are committed to rebuilding the value of justice for humans in the galaxy. This is the proposal of the two founders, Gun Konolev and Sheila Nova. Before the voice finishes, there is a rapid applause. Before the voice finishes, there is already applause and jeers in the conference room. So they're the Konolevs of the Department of Intergalactic Geopolitics. During this passionate event, you see countless handshakes in front of the camera until you hear someone call out a name. Sheila! A powerful voice calls out, accompanied by background noise that is hard to separate it from it, as if inexplicably intertwined. This is the most direct proof of the power of the Aeons. In the face of the destruction of the planet, the justice sought by men is laughably insignificant. While you struggle to distinguish the name Sheila, you are drowned out by the murmurs in the background. The end of the video seems to be blurry. These two seem familiar. Suddenly you get a splitting headache, forcing you to give up the thought. They got the videotape. These videotapes seem to be related. They seem to be records of different stages of the life of the same person. A space radio called Sheila pursued justice for a doomed planet geopolitics researcher. The sentences in your mind suddenly become broken and disordered. In your vision, the dark cabin gradually becomes distorted and strange. You get a splitting headache and lose consciousness. Oh no! I'm sorry, Clara. I should have had someone else do it. This is the medical cabin of Herta Space Station. You fainted because of contact with improper information. Can you tell me what information you've been exposed to? The life of someone who fought against the Legion. The life of a geopolitics researcher. Also the life of a person named Sheila. Whatever it is, I have cleared the mental contamination for you. Now you'd better go for a walk and see if you have any other symptoms. Come with me. Follow Joanne. Emergency Ralph? Now let's continue. Same problem this time. I seem to keep forgetting things lately. I have told you many times before that this is very normal to forget things sometimes. No, I've been forgetting basic things, like my birthday, who my friends are, or how I came to the space station. Fine. Just to reassure you, I will give you a full body scan using the capsule treatment module this time. There's nothing wrong with your physical functions. On the contrary, they're a little too perfect. Of course, that's your gift. After all, having a talent is not an unusual occurrence, and your talent seems to be your physical health. So in turn, it's only fair that you might have a poor memory. With such a perfect physical condition, I better keep this on file. Let me make a record of this. What's your name? Oh yes, it's Dr. Joanne. My name is Sheila Nova. Sheila Nova? That's the name mentioned on the video. In the video recording, she clearly left the space station. She even died. There must be something to this. It also matches the secret Esther was talking about. I should investigate this so-called Sheila first. Hello, Sheila. Don't wander around. You're affected by this videotapes. Consciousness disorder your experience is no joke. This is the price you pay for being nosy. Hey. No, Joanne, it's definitely not ordinary forgetfulness. It's like someone stole my memories overnight. Maybe you had a run-in with a memo snatcher. It's good to have your embarrassing memory stolen. I have some questions that may help you remember. Oh, we have a memory expert here, do we? I'd like to see what treatment you can come up with that even the medical staff don't know. The answers to these questions don't match the video at all. I don't actually have to ask any of the questions. Are you the founder of the Department of Galactic Geopolitics? No, ma'am, I'm just the guide for the Department of Galactic Geopolitics. I'm responsible for passing on the rules made by the big shots in the space station. I'm flattered by your question, though. Have you ever had a lover or a husband? No, ma'am. I hope to contribute my everything to the Department of Galactic Geopolitics, including my health, my dreams, and my passion. Speedrunning conversation. Yeah. I didn't expect it to give you the option to speedrun it. Have you ever left the space station? No, ma'am. I've never left the space station since I was born. I don't think I'll leave the space station until my soul returns to the galaxy. I wonder if she's like a sentient puppet. Like Curtis, but less self-aware. So, memory expert, aren't you going to cast your memory restoration spell? You sound like you're doing a survey. What's this with the video? The videos are records of Sheila's past. As far as I know, all those videos are records of someone's personal experience. You mean those videos you saw are backups of researcher Sheila's life? Can you elaborate on what you saw? You describe what was shown. That's horrible. I don't remember any of these things. It's like listening to someone else's life. I'll try to sort it out for you guys. So in the videos, Sheila was the founder of the Department of Galactic Geopolitics, and she left the space station and died on the way back to her home planet to warn its inhabitants about the invasion of the Legion, which doesn't match up with the person in front of us at all. Maybe it's someone with the same name? The Department of Galactic Geopolitics has registered the name of all of its staff. I'm sure there's no one with the same name as me in the database. How come you remember this so well? It's very strange. There's also an image that I remember very clearly above all else. Rows of security monitors loom within a dark room. Loom within a room. I like that. The scene goes on forever, without a beginning or an end. It's as though someone forced this image into my mind, but at the same time, it feels like a complete memory. Since fate has brought us together, I have a request. Please help me get to the place in my memories and find those security monitors. I have a hunch that if I can just find the security members, everything will become clear. Sure. Don't forget, you're both patients. One has a potential short-term amnesia, and the other has temporary disturbance of consciousness. If you can't find this room at all, maybe I'm losing my mind. Let's see. Supply zone. Oh! Okay. I was thinking it'd be somewhere else. Pop.
Let's settle this.
You'll pay.
Nothing major.
Flora supremacy.
Alright. Stay back, Clara. Stay back, Clara.
This battle is unavoidable. My turn. I'm not afraid of you. You'll pay for that.
Stay back, Clara.
Clara's not afraid of nothing.
You chose the wrong enemy.
Except what she is afraid of. Most things. Nah.
I hope I helped.
Let's see. Well, character. There's nothing on the screen that doesn't seem to be the security monitor she was talking about. There's nothing on the screen doesn't seem to be the monitor. Okay. Okay. Sheila's character script written by Gun Konolev. Sheila's character introduction. Sheila Nova, guide of the Herta Department of Galactic Geopolitics, is the child of two unidentified justice researchers from the space station. Her parents were both killed in the war against the Lord Ravager's destruction of her home planet, Miniature. Gun Konolev has raised her since her birth. She's gotten a proper and comprehensive education in the field of justice, and has made it her mission to propagate the moral ideas of the Department of Galactic Geopolitics. She is always righteous and proper in her conduct, and she is never pessimistic in the face of injustice. She runs thought experiments on ethics in the space station on a regular basis. Notes: one such fabrication seems so pathetic in contrast to her real life. 2. Her code of conduct will be passed down to future generations. Sheila's dialogue lines. Smiles. My name is Sheila Nova. Elegantly. I am only a guide in the Department of Galactic Geopolitics, in charge of enforcing the regulations established by the space station's leaders on a regular basis. Enthusiastically. I pledge myself to the Department of Galactic Geopolitics and to justice itself, with my health, dreams, and greatest passions. Sad. I have never left the space station since my birth. I don't think I'll leave the station till my soul returns to the galaxy. You are an AI! The script is exactly what Sheila said when she answered my questions. Is someone watching her and writing her dialogue, or someone controlling her speech? It's up. Okay. Oh, you're too late. Everything's been dealt with. What? I found the information. Gunn from the Department of Galactic Geopolitics came and temporarily took over authority of the medical cabin, saying he knows how to cure Sheila. In return for letting him use the medical cabin, he helped our department compile a list of patient confidentiality clauses. With that, no matter how influential a visitor is, they must follow the department's rules. This will greatly improve the privacy of doctors and patients alike. You're just being lazy. I've been busy for days. Can I take a little break? Besides, there's nothing wrong with Sheila's health. You look like you're in a rush. Whatever. Our department isn't involved. You can deal with your own problems. So his wife died and he made a robot or a clone or something. I'm performing treatment on this young guide. Do you have a good reason for breaking in? This is treatment. There's a little accident, but nothing serious. She seems to have temporarily lost consciousness, but her vitals are okay. Yes, Researcher Joanne, I thought we had already reached the consensus. Sheila will return to normal very soon, provided you wait outside. By the way, I haven't introduced myself yet. I'm Gunn, the founder of the Department of Galactic Geopolitics. As you can see, I have the knowledge and authority that matches my age. If you don't leave, I will have security take you away on grounds of interfering with medical procedures. There's nothing we can do. His authority is higher than mine, second only to the likes of Chief Arlen. Let's wait outside for now. Why don't you take a look at what I have here? Let's just call the security department on him now. Young lady, why would you say that? Calm down. There seems to be some misunderstanding between us. Why do you have my manuscript? I distinctly remember putting it away a long time ago. To tell you the truth, I'm a theater enthusiast. I've written a play or two myself in my spare time. It's pure fiction. I see you have a lot of doubt about me. Why don't we have a chat? Maybe we can be friends. That is sus as hell, dude. That's right. If you have anything important to say, spill it. Sheila has been reciting the script you wrote in advance. Oh, you've spoken to her. That's very observant of you. Most people wouldn't notice this without paying close attention. Let me put it this way. I wrote that so-called script by imitating Sheila's speech. It is still fictional. That should clear up any misunderstanding. Talk about a mysterious experiment. It's part of my hobby. Some people like gardening. I prefer to write plays. Surely you can't be so naive as to think that this has anything to do with what you see right here, do you? I think you have ulterior motives. That's just your personal speculation. Do you have any other evidence? If not, there's no need to continue this conversation. My intuition has always been accurate. I'm not going to leave. Diane, just stand there. What are you talking about? Is this another residual effect of watching those videos? Right, the videos. What videos? What are you talking about? I saw you on the videos. What? Could you have seen Gunn in Sheila's videos? Given their age difference, if you saw a young Gunn in those videos, Sheila must have been a baby at the time. But that's not what you saw. Unless the Sheila in front of us now is neither the owner of the videos nor the real Sheila Nova. If there is a so-called conspiracy or some kind of experiment, then it can only mean one thing. She is impersonating Sheila under false pretenses. And she is strictly following Gunn's script. Unless the experiment... No, she's dead. Yep, it all makes sense now. You too. I must say, this is all very entertaining to watch. Well, since you found the video, I suppose I can't hide it. Who would have thought that this tiny experiment of mine would attract so much interest? What happens next may surprise you. It's not gonna. But no matter what you see or hear, please be patient until the end. You'd better tell the truth, don't embellish it. Sheila, reconnect. We have something to ask you. Yes, Mr. Gen, but I don't feel so good. Sheila, are you okay? Now you can give her some instructions, like pray, sing, or shout. Be sure to do what I say first. Remember, the instructions include pray, sing, and shout. Good evening, Ben. How you doing today? We are doing side questies. Sheila connects to Wi-Fi back. Hello, I'm Sheila Nova, your guide. Sheila, pray. What the hell is going on? Yes, a smart person may have guessed by now. This all happens because I was too idealistic with my initial experiment design. I thought I could restore Sheila to her original self, relying only on a script and some technology. Much better now. Finally resolved the problems with Tax Bureau. Yay! That's good to hear. So now you get to relax better. Unfortunately, a limited script will never be able to simulate a person's natural reaction in the real world. So I tried letting her watch videos from the past, hoping she could get a better understanding of how to be human. But I didn't expect Sheila, or should I say prototype 157, to become so human. She started to think more and more like a real person. She even realized that another Sheila, who looked exactly like her, once existed in this world. That was when she began to doubt her own existence. This is very dangerous for an android. Sheila's an android? Beyond expectation, yet within reason. Stop talking like an art critic. Yep, I even ate out. Yay! What'd you eat? Hope it was tasty. Well, I'm assuming it was tasty. That's right, the experiment I referred to, this person recreation of a young Sheila standing before you. She was modeled after the co-founder of the Department of Galactic Geopolitics and the love of my life. Sheila Nova. She died in the vast ocean of stars a long time ago. Asado empanada and some lemon with Yakult. Is that like a yogurt drink? The reason I made prototype 157 is that I wanted to make up for my regret of not having my true love when I had the chance. A probiotic drink. Oh, okay. I was like, that sounds familiar. Sorry, I forgot it was an Asian thing. No, it sounded familiar, right? So I was like, where have I heard that? But it was probably from a YouTube channel or something that I watch. Energy drink time. Or I may have actually seen it at the Asian market. I don't remember. But also, prototype 157. Which means there's another 156 of them somewhere. When she found out she's not a real person, in order to prevent cognitive confusion, I had to erase her memory again and again to restore her settings and maintain her normal operation. I haven't seen any Yakult ads anymore. What sort of ads were they? But there's still a lot here too. So you see it in the store, but you don't see ads for it. I wonder if I saw ads for it while watching some C-dramas or something. Now that I think on it, yeah, me too. It's been years since I've seen ads for it. Tempted to go to YouTube and look for that. Scientists check microscopes for good bacteria. Oh. Interesting. Also appropriate considering we're doing a science quest right now. That's why Sheila had short-term memory. But she still remembered where you hid your information. You shouldn't deprive her of the ability to think for herself. No, I actually think that this deprivation is necessary. When she became aware of her own memory loss and began to ask around for help, the situation could have easily gone out of control. So when I found out that Sheila was being treated by researcher Joanne in the medical cabinet, I came as soon as I could to fix her cognition once again. How did this fix go? And then ask the stomach if it's okay. We'll just ascribe that to the cells at work anyway. There are many possibilities. Maybe she will finally live according to the script once and for all. Or perhaps she will continue the cycle, fall into another amnesia, and ask again, but begin to seek help until the next fix. No matter how we deal with Sheila, I beg you, please don't make this experiment public. The ethical issues are bound to be investigated by the Department of Galactic Geopolitics. Please forgive this old man for who just trying to mourn his dead wife. This is not the way to mourn your dead wife, dude. You should just tell her this was your mother or your grandmother. We named you after her. I'm just a bystander. It's not my decision. Clever, I think you have the choices right now. 1. Tell the truth about her life. 2. Fix and factory reset. 3. Destroy and erase all records. As the leader of this investigation, it's up to you to make the final decision. As for Gunn, I'll keep an eye on him. Okay, I am Googling that just to see if this actually has consequences. HSR Guide Paradox. Choices and outcomes. Okay, if you don't receive messages, then continue to do adventure missions. Scroll, scroll, scroll. You can't reset the quest? No. Once you make your choice, you're locked into the choice. And then sometimes you'll get follow-up quests based on which one you chose. Okay. There are 3 possible choices and endings players can obtain. Please tell Sheila the truth. The information will overload Sheila and cause her cognitive module to become burned. Fix Sheila's cognition. Here Sheila will never know the truth about her path, but she can live her life happily. Ignorance is bliss. Please destroy Sheila. The ending leaves Joanne remarking on how unfortunate it is to lose such a perfect creation, but it doesn't seem like a negative reaction at all. These are all outcomes the players can come across while completing the mission will reward players with Stellar Jade that they can use. Okay, so it doesn't seem like the choice matters, even if you do definitely get different outcomes. Yeah, it is harsh, especially when you know you can save someone's life if you choose a different choice. Yeah. So if she overloads, she still exists, but I don't know how it will react. And destroying her will just destroy her. Fixing her, at least in the future, leads to potential future quests. Thank you, young one. I think you made the right choice. It sounds like torture to me, since I'm the type to want to play different outcomes. Well, I could just like have a couple of different Star Rail accounts, but that is a lot of it's a lot to keep up with. I will fix and factory reset prototype 157, and then she will continue to perform her duties. Ben carries out your decision and leaves the medical cabin in silence. Check up on prototype. Please no. No more Star Rail stream day. Well, I'm thinking of making Monday, relabeling Monday as like Hoyoverse Day or Gacha Day. In case I ever play a different gacha game, and then just play it on Mondays, depending on which one has an event going on. And then making like Wednesday's a flex day. How do you feel? I feel great. Hello, Researcher Joanne. Long time no see. Actually, you and I just met. Please share us how great you are feeling right now. Ma'am, this is the first time we've met. My name is Sheila Nova, if you want to know that. Again, endless cycle. However, her health parameters appear normal. For her, this ending may be the best outcome. Such a fine piece of technological experimentation. Its mere existence is a work of art. Even the most advanced diagnostic equipment can't detect the difference between her and a real person. Except, on the side of her neck there's a vague mark with the number 157. By the way, you still have Sheila's videos there. It's time to return them to the rightful place. May I suggest the game Unpacking? It is a very chill game about unpacking. I don't have that one. I will add it to the list, though. Just let everything go back to the way it was. And we go back to Esther.
It's hard for a wanderer to find rest in this world.
Here's my list of games to acquire. I do like chill games. Hello, Esther. Experience other people's lives with your very own eyes. This is the charm of those videos. I brought them all back. 3. Not one too many? You've worked hard, young one. Sit down and have a rest. In return, I want to tell you a story I heard God knows when. You want to hear it? Go on. Once, in the Department of Galactic Geopolitics, there were 2 well-known young people. They were not only comrades in arms with similar interests, but also a couple who pushed each other to be better. Steam says it's on 40% off and the offer ends in 27 hours. Okay, I will check it after stream. They were committed to fighting for the weak and upholding justice for those who were trampled by Aeons and their factions. Until one day, justice was no longer just an ideal. A Lord Ravager came to the female researcher's hometown, and her home planet was about to be destroyed. For the first time ever, the 2 disagreed on how justice should be implemented in this scenario. It's about $5, by the way. The female researcher chose to return to her home planet alone to alert them of the disaster, but unexpectedly an incident occurred along the way. At the time, the star rail was blocked by a Stellaron, and her spacecraft was also stranded on the path of the Antimatter Legion. In absolute fear, she chose to call the Herta space station for help. However, the space station had chosen to remain neutral in all actions involving the Aeons, and the operator responsible for relaying this ruthless message was none other than the male researcher himself. Through the radio, he personally witnessed how his stranded lover ran out of oxygen in the damaged aircraft, and how she slowly died drifting into the endless darkness. God! For some reason, this tragic story just came to mind today. Thought I'd share it with you. She gave her life for justice. Yes, she was a real hero. After her death, the researchers re-examined the question of justice. If we spend our whole life debating justice but choosing to stand idly by when there are actual injustices happening all over the galaxy, then what we're really doing is just making a mockery of justice. Well, that's all for today. Please take these rewards. I hope to see you again in the future. After all, there are still many secrets in this world waiting to be unearthed. Holy, that was dark.